Hi, my name is Richard Finn. What I want to show you today is part of the intake that I do when I'm trying to evaluate somebody's foot pain. And there's a lot of reasons for a person might have a foot problem. There's a lot of diagnoses out there. You may have been told you have a Morton's neuroma. You may have been told that you've got plantar fasciitis. But this evaluation is part of all of that, and it's important that when you see a therapist, they actually evaluate the mechanics of the foot. So what I'm going to look at over here now is I'm going to look for the presence of a long second metatarsal, or some people just say toe. I like to say long metatarsal, but the metatarsals are these bones down through here. And a lot of times people, you're not, we don't like a long second metatarsal necessarily. Let me pull this forward and we can see where the knuckles are here, where my fingers are at. So this second one is farther out than the first one, okay? From the bottom, what that's gonna look like, again, I can pull the toes back and we can see over here and then we can see up here. Now, when you have that long second metatarsal, what that means is a normal person walks and they hit here and here. They hit this, the heel strikes and then these hit and it comes down. If there's a long second metatarsal, you hit here and the foot tends to roll in, and sometimes it compensates and also rolls back out. When that happens, there's a chain reaction all the way up the leg, into the hip, even up into the shoulders and the neck. And I have people whose headaches don't get better because they haven't had this problem evaluated and taken care of. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, in addition, when there is this long second metatarsal here, oftentimes there's a lot of callousing here, and from the rolling in, they tend to get a lot of callousing out through the outside. So let's do a quick evaluation. Go ahead and stand up. And what I'd like you to do is slowly squat down and then come up. And we're going to look and see how her ankles come in when she does that. Go ahead and do that a few more times. So that's what it looks like. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to slide under here and I'm going to lift that up a little bit. Now go ahead and do that again. And you should be able to see a nice change in what's happening with the ankles. So they're no longer coming in. Now, in addition, she's not doing this, but some people, you can see she has a bit of an arch over here. Some people without much of an arch, the knees will come in as well, and they would need an arch support. But what we're going to work on for her is a pad to go under that first metatarsal head. So go ahead and have a seat. And I'm going to be using some mole foam padding. Dr. Scholl's makes a version of this as well. If you're going to do this, make sure it says foam. The title says mole skin, but foam is thicker. So you want the mole foam. I'm going to pull this out. And in order to measure this, what I do is I find that first metatarsal head. I'm going to bring this right under where the toe bends. And over here, you see how it's a little bit long. I don't want this hitting the second. I want it only to hit the first one. So I'm going to make a little mark so I know to cut right here. Okay? Now, in addition, I want to make sure this comes all the way underneath that ball of the foot. So I'm going to make another mark down here so I know where to cut. Okay, this is very high tech. Got my fancy scissors. We are going to just cut. Okay, and then I'm going to make another cut along this one to make sure I have two, because she's got 2 feet. Most of my people have 2 feet. Okay, now what I'm going to be doing with this is I want to put this under here, and we'll bring it back down here, and put this one under here, and come on back. Now go ahead and stand back up. And let's give it another squat and see how that does. See, that definitely makes a change inside there. Now, what we would do with this in addition to this is we're going to take her shoes and let's see. This insole doesn't want to come out, so I'm not going to take it out. But I would put this underneath that insole in the same place. I'd have her stand on it and slide it under, and that would make all the difference in the world. And if this is your problem, this would be very helpful. Again, it would help for almost anything that causes this hyperpronation or this rolling in. There are about 15 different causes. This helps for all of them. I hope you find that helpful. Thank you very much.